Good day everyone, my name is Mathavans Manisegaran and my matrix number is 297313 and I am here to present about my Practicum 1 experience. Before that, let me introduce myself. Again, I'm Mathavans and I'm a Year 2 LLB student at University of Utara Malaysia. I'm also a course success student here. I live at Ipoh, Perak, but I've got my Practicum 1 at Typing Magistrate Court. So yeah, let's delve into that. So let's begin with the organizational structure. The motto and value of the Typing Magistrate and Session Court is the same for all the Perak courts. So first, the motto is to empowering the access to justice, and the value is accountable, independent and technology driven. So let's delve into the organizational chart in the court. The Magistrate 1 is Tuan Prabhakaran Anak Lelaki Raju. Magistrate Court 2's magistrate is Tuan Hamdi. The Session Court has two Session Court, Session Court 1 and Session Court 2, and it is presided by Puan Nabisha and Puan Ruzaima. However, there are also two PKPs, Penolong Kanan Pendaftar for High Court, and also the Assistant Registrar for Magistrate Court, which is Tuan Yusri. So, I guess that is all for the organizational structure, and let's go to my journey. So now, let's dive into my experience for the Practicum 1 at Typing Magistrate and Sessions Court. So, today I'm going to take you through a 20-day journey. It means from 4th of August till the 29th of August 2025. So, my practical training happened at Typing Magistrate and Sessions Court. To be honest, when I first assigned to typing, there was a moment of disappointment because I wanted to get Ipoh Court, either Ipoh High Court or Ipoh Sessions Court because I live in Ipoh. However, I don't know, maybe this is good for me. I got Typing Magistrate Court. And yeah, typing was exactly where I needed to be. That's what I realized at the end of this practicum. It was an experience that transformed my academic understanding of the law into a practical living reality. So it means on my first day, arriving at the court complex felt surreal, and the atmosphere was a mix of excitement and solemnity. From Monday morning assembly, singing the national anthem and also the oath of Rukun Negara, it also led me a bit of happiness until I saw all the OKTs, orang kena tuduh, entering the court with chained handcuffs. Okay, that was quite scary. This was just the beginning of a journey that would be the sole reason for me to happily enjoy my internship for this semester 4. To add on, during my time at Typing Magistrate Court, I was exposed to a vast spectrum of cases. Not only that, I saw numerous remand hearings. The police will come and approach the magistrate, ask for remand, most probably 4 days, 3 days, and sometimes it went to 7 days, I remembered. Not only that, police would also ask for further detention to get the urine samples, to get further information, communication and stuffs. This gave me a clear understanding of due process. Also, I learned about the incredible work of the court. For example, Yayasan Bantuan Guaman Kebangsaan (YBGK). This foundation or organization that provides a legal aid to OKT, which cannot afford to have a lawyer. This means that, according to law, every person must have an advocate. So this YBGK is a foundation to that law. I also observed many civil claims involving a case, a young girl called Putri, a fan fell on her hand in the classroom, and that time she got injured and her bone fractured, and the trial was going on. It was really interesting to see the defendant solicitor and the plaintiff solicitor trying to get the point to prove that the plaintiff is trying to prove that the school is in the mistake. However, the defendant is trying to argue that the school is not in mistake. So yeah, that was really a big experience for me to see how the lawyers are arguing. Not only that, then there were a lot of petty cases like 0.5 grams drugs, then theft. There were even a case of stealing 3 ringgit. That was the most, I don't know how to say, it's a really petty case. Yes, then let's go next. So the title of Justice with a Human Face. This idea came because I saw the case, charges against a man in the Sessions Court 1 against Puan Nabisha is the case of a man sexually assaulted his stepdaughter who is just 7 years old, and the way he assaulted her is really cruel. I was thinking of he should get a big punishment, a very heavy sentence. But then still, the YBGK lawyer, Yayasan Bantuan Guaman Kebangsaan, she was there to mitigate his sentencing. She was pleading that he was the first time offender, there were no previous cases, he should be rehabilitated. I was like, why are they defending a vulnerable person? So yeah, that's how law works. For example, I saw how the courts adapt to protect vulnerable individuals, as in the case of Amang Sexual. This guy, he was finally given a sentence of 5 years imprisonment and 1 lashes. So yeah, another memorable moment was when a juvenile case was postponed because of the accused at SPM this year. His case was adjourned to February 2026. So that showed me that even though he is an OKT, orang kena tuduh, his education is still given the main priority and importance because that's his future. Now is the best part of my Practicum 1, which is the visit to the typing prison. This prison is the first ever prison built in Malaysia. So, it's the most unforgettable part of my internship where I visited the typing prison at around morning 9 am. It was a humbling and eye-opening experience. When I entered the prison, the guard there said, "Careful, don't knock your head on the door." This was the reason that even a big gangster, if he enters the jail, he needs to bow down. He needs to bow his head down and say that he is not as very powerful in the jail. So walking through the gates, I felt a mix of nervousness and also curiosity. The place looks cozy, dark, the cells are very cramped. I saw inmates in their daily routines and their faces told stories that regrets, some anger, some want to be released. And also later we were served with the food cooked by them. It was actually delicious. I didn't expect it to be really super good. After that, the experience profoundly reinforced my understanding that punishment is not just about confinement, but it's about rehabilitation. And also the inmates there are not aggressive like we see in the movies. They are all calm and waiting to be changed to a better person. Now, let's go to the case of public prosecutor versus Arif and another. This is a very interesting case where I really wanted to do the case analysis. For example, let me just study it in a few words. 2 police officers killed an inmate of the lockup in IPD typing. Isn't it very interesting? And the court has acquitted them and they are released and continued working. This is just because of the eyewitness, the CCTV footage, the cross-examination, impeachment, hostile witness, and a lot of stuff. So it's mainly when the eyewitness is not impeached or is not said as hostile witness, the case should be broken down easily. That's what happened in this case. The both police officers were released and all the post-mortem reports, the videos, the footages, everything was like nothing. That is why I took this case. It is very detailed in the report I've done. So yeah, please read PP, Public Prosecutor versus Arif. This case is really interesting. So last but not least, there are various lessons and experience that I have really gained from this Practicum 1 at Typing Magistrates and Sessions Court. It is really mind-blowing. That's what I would say in just one word, mind-blowing. This is because within 20 days, I've done a lot of things starting from investigation papers, FIR, first information report, the charges, remand, all the stuffs. The main lessons I learned is about the compiling evidence. CCTV does not carry weight compared to the senses of a human. The eyes, smell, touch and stuff is more valuable and weight compared to a footage, a picture and stuff. That's what I learned a lot from this experience in court. Not only that, the witness should be consistent. Inconsistency will break the case most of the time. Not only that, I would say the experience I gained is a real life experience where I see things happening lively in front of me. The grudges, the anger, the disappointment, everything that happened in the court. And I would say law is different compared to justice. I have seen my lecturer explaining one thing to me. When a law is served, that's not supposedly mean the justice is served. And yeah, the conclusion I would say for my intern for these 20 days it is a very meaningful journey. This is because I guess God gives what I need, not what I want. So I guess everything happened for a reason, and typing Magistrate in Session Court has given me and taught me a lot. I'm very grateful to have Tuan Prabhakaran Laki Raju to be my supervisor. He really helped us a lot. He taught us many things such as evidence law, criminal procedure code. He taught various stuff. He was also the judge for child cases. His court will act as a child court too. And I saw a lot of child cases too, where, for example, kanak-kanak luar kawalan, then custody cases, domestic abuse, a lot of experience. So I would say that is the best journey for my Practicum 1.